Let's have a look at the next part. It says, 3 weeks ago we were arguing quite a lot when I suggested that maybe we should take a break. I did not mean we should split up, only that we were hurting each other and we needed a little space. So here we have, or we're going to use our hace formula, but we're going to use it in a slightly different way, and I'll explain why. So first of all, 3 weeks ago, we're going to say, right, hace 3 semanas. Okay, and then the que, right, to complete the formula. Hace 3 semanas que. Now it says we were arguing quite a lot, and this is the key word here, when. Now, in previous module, we were talking about how you can say this with the INGs, how you can have it in the present tense or you could have it in the past. For example, estoy caminando, meaning right now, I'm walking. Or you could have estaba caminando with the word cuando. So you're describing what you were doing at the time when suddenly this other thing happened. And this is a case in point here. So first of all, let's concentrate on the verb to argue, which is discutir. So it's ending in IR. Now, we were with the ing, we were arguing, so it's going to be estábamos discutiendo. Because we have the IR, now this goes to the yendo sound, right? So put an accent over here, and this goes to the yendo sound. So, hace 3 semanas que estábamos discutiendo. For quite a lot, we can just say mucho. Okay, so once again, it makes 3 weeks that we were arguing quite a lot. This is in the past tense, so we're getting that feeling of ago because we're saying something in the past. But instead of making a dot past as we would normally do, this is a little bit more advanced because we're describing what was going on when this guy suggested that maybe we should take a break. That's actually quite advanced, but it is the correct way to translate this into Spanish. Then it continues, right, with cuando. So just get rid of this. And the underline as well. Okay, now I suggested, the verb to suggest is another IR verb. Sugerir. Sugerir is to suggest. And this is a dot past because this is what was going on at the time, the background. 3 weeks ago, we were arguing quite a lot when dot. This is the bit of action. Okay, I suggested. So this goes to sugerí for I suggested in the dot pass. Sugerí. We can delete this. That maybe we should take a break. Sugerí que maybe we can put tal vez. We should, right, it's a handle, deberíamos, and take a break, tomar una pausa, a pause, like this. So we have, hace 3 semanas que estábamos discutiendo mucho cuando sugerí que tal vez deberíamos tomar una pausa. Now, next up we have something that I don't believe we've come across before, and that is how to express I mean in Spanish. And there's a few ways that you can do it, but one of the most common ways would be to want to say. They express it that way. So for example, if you put I mean whatever in English, okay, so that would be quiero decir, literally I want to say. That's how they express I mean in Spanish. Or say something like, what does it mean? Okay, so in Spanish that would be, what does it want to say? So it would be, ¿qué quiere decir. This is used very much for what does it mean? So what does it mean, or what did he mean, or, you know, anything like that. They use this phrase, what does it want to say? Okay, ¿qué quiere decir? Or if you wanted to, you were trying to explain something and you were just saying, I mean, and you went on to explain, you would then use, I want to say, quiero decir, and whatever it is. Now here we have, I did not mean we should split up. Now this is going to be a dot in the past, and we're going to have to use this expression. So again, this is something that we haven't really covered. It would be like this. The verb is querer. Let's go back here again. Querer. To want. And it's an ER verb, and it's an irregular ER verb. It's a verb actually we haven't done a module on so far. So this is going to feel very strange and foreign to you right now. We will do a module on this because it's very important, right? So I want as a dot in the past with this verb is actually quise. Quise. So the expression would be no quise decir. You see how it still had the to want to say, but because this is a dot in the past, this verb querer went to quise. Now this is beyond, above and beyond where we are at the moment. I realize that, but there's no other way for me to express it in Spanish but for this way. So we will do a dedicated module on this verb querer in order to fill in this gap that we currently have in our Spanish. So once again, I did not mean would be, I did not want to say, no quise decir. That we should split up. Okay, so que, again we have our handle deberíamos, and split up they would say end the relationship, so or terminate the relationship, terminar la relación, like that. We can get rid of this here. Okay, so far we have, hace 3 semanas que estábamos discutiendo mucho cuando sugerí que tal vez deberíamos tomar una pausa. No quise decir que deberíamos terminar la relación. Now it continues with, only that we were hurting each other and we needed a little space. This is also going to be above and beyond our current level of Spanish. So only that would be solo que we were hurting each other. What would, in Spanish, they would express that as we were like making damage to one another, or one to the other. We were making damage, so hurting each other. So the expression would be solo que, again, this is the past ing, estábamos making, haciendo, and damage would be daño. With this, whoops, in here. Now, the curious thing is that they would make this reflexive here. And it's a very nice example of how you can have verbs, as we're used to, hacer, but there's no such thing really as like a purely reflexive verb. A lot of verbs, they can be either way. They can be used straight or they can be used reflexively. Now here, it's actually being used reflexively, the verb hacer, because what the expression would be in Spanish is only that we were making each other damage, haciéndonos daño. This is, again, beyond our current level of Spanish, but there's no way that I can get through it without doing it in this way. And to each other would be, the expression is el uno al otro, like that. solo que estábamos haciéndonos daño el uno al otro. Only that we were making to each other damage, and then they actually would repeat it again, one to the other, el uno al otro, to each other. Now I realize that's very advanced for where we are right now, but don't worry, further on in the translation it's going to come back into our kind of level where we feel more comfortable. So I'm going to get rid of all this now. And we needed a little space, so this is going to get easier again. Okay. So, y necesitábamos un poco de espacio. Like that. So that little paragraph there of a few sentences I realized was very advanced for where we are right now. But in the next one, you're going to see that it comes back into within our range. Still, it's good to see another example yet again of where we have the past ing and being used reflexively, so you can see just how common this is in Spanish. So let's read through it once more. Hace 3 semanas que estábamos discutiendo mucho cuando sugerí que tal vez deberíamos tomar una pausa. No quise decir que deberíamos terminar la relación, solo que estábamos haciéndonos daño el uno al otro. Y, get rid of this, necesitábamos un poco de espacio.